In the summer of 1976, I'm 15 years old, and the Big Thompson flood is about to shake me out of my teenage self-absorption. We've just gotten back from a family road trip, and I want nothing more than to get away from my parents. They've made plans for the evening to go square dancing from our home in Fort Collins up to Frank Lane's Dance Ranch in Estes Park with their friends Arnold and Helen Clute. And it's my parents' turn to drive the carpool. So they're going to take the 1968 Plymouth Fury sedan, a tan boat of a car that rides like a sofa. Plenty of room for 4 adults, even if 2 of them are wearing square dance petticoats. And that afternoon, I overhear my dad talking on the phone. He tells one of their other friends, said, "Oh yeah, we'll be there. Good Lord willing and the creek don't rise." I roll my eyes at this corny phrase and go and wait in my room until they're gone. That evening, I go see my boyfriend perform in a play, and we walk home. It is pouring rain. We don't care. We're young and in love. But I don't really think anything of the weather until 1 o'clock in the morning. My parents aren't home yet. My sister and brother and I turn on the television, get some weather report, and we find out there's been a flood in the Big Thompson Canyon. Sergeant Hugh Purdy is presumed dead, his patrol car lost in the water as he tried to warn others to climb to safety. We know that the wall of water came down the canyon about 9 o'clock, so we tell ourselves our parents were through the canyon by then. They had to have been. They're up at the dance ranch spending the night. I try to call. I get a busy signal. I don't realize all the phone lines are down. I try to call every 15 minutes for about 3 hours. That night when I'm trying to go to sleep, I can't get that image of a wall of water out of my mind. And I begin to wonder, am I an orphan? Are my parents dead? Their car swept away like Officer Purdy's? And if so, am I going to be able to stay in my home with my older brother and sister? None of us are yet 20 years old. Or am I going to have to go live in California with an aunt and uncle I don't even know, away from all my dearest friends? Am I ever going to be able to kiss my mom's cheek again when she comes in from a square dance, smelling of the cool summer night air? The next morning we turn on the news, but I can't bear to watch the images of the crushed cars and the churning water. And at noon, my grandmother shows up from Denver. She's made arrangements with my mom, her only child, to come to Sunday dinner. Of course, none of us knew it was happening. So we call my dad's sister, who lives across town, and she brings over some Arby's sandwiches, and we sit around in our waiting and our potential grief. About 3 o'clock, my aunt and my grandmother both go home. They've got pets to take care of, and we assure them that we're fine. I go to my room just to wait and wait. At 4 o'clock, the phone rings. I jump up so fast, and I pick it up, and I hear my mom's voice, and she says, "We're in Loveland. We were airlifted off the mountain. We got out of the car about 5 minutes before it went down the river." In that moment, I begin to shake as I realize how narrow the knife edge is between the life I've always known and a life I can't even imagine. And I'm still shaking when they get home and they tell us about how they climbed up the hillside in their square dance clothes and turned around, and the car and the road were gone. My mom says she regrets that they didn't turn off the headlights of the car because she sat there on the hillside watching headlights bobbing down the river, not knowing if there were people inside. I follow her everywhere for the next few weeks. To Mr. Rankin, the optometrist who replaces her lost eyeglasses for free. To the school parking lots where they bring the cars that they've been able to salvage out of the canyon. Ours is never found. My dad says it's under 12 feet of mud somewhere. I know I'm enormously lucky, but I don't realize until 2009 that those 5 minutes bought me 33 more years with my mom. And I still don't know how much more time it's bought me with my dad. Other than losing the car, things went on pretty much as normal. My mom started carrying a water bottle everywhere she went. And I still shake when it rains for too long and too hard, like it did in 2013. And I joked with my sister that maybe this time the flood in the Big Thompson would churn up enough mud that our car would rise again. Didn't happen. And the other difference is that no one in my family ever again casually tossed out the phrase, "Good Lord willin' and the creek don't rise."